Well, welcome back. Tony Bruce, CPA, more than just an accountant. What prompted today's little broadcast podcast was a conversation that I had with a client. And this has come up a couple of times actually in the last few days with two clients, freelancers in this case, the infamous 1099 income. One person, it is absolutely their full time vocation. The other person is in retirement mode, and they've been afforded an opportunity to do some service work. And in each case, what we wanted to talk about first with them, and I talk about this all the time, is compliance. Now, make no mistake about it. When you have 1099 income, self employed income as a business owner, a small business owner, even when you get into the advisory phase, the first thing I have to give my clients advice about is there is compliance. We are in a pay as you go system. So in the old days, I always use this analogy. If you had a paycheck and you earned $1,000, for example, I ask most people, how much would you take home? And invariably, everyone says, well, about $600 or $700. And that's generally correct. There's withholding taxes, FICA, Social Security taxes, Medicare taxes, federal, state taxes, local taxes. Well, when you're in a self-employed situation, there's really no mechanism that you can use to withhold taxes. So generally, what you have to do is pay quarterly, April, June, September, and then the following January. So that's the first conversation we have is compliance. So I tell them all the time, you earned $100,000, potentially, what's 30% of that? And they say, well, $30,000. Oh my goodness. Now, instead of just handing them 4 coupons along their merry way and tell them, well, pay $7,500 per quarter, what we do is we engage them. We get together proactively, but the first thing we do is create a roadmap for their business. And what that roadmap does is it seeks to minimize those estimated tax payments, and it seeks to minimize the overall tax bill. So what does that look like? Well, generally it's a deliverable in PDF format, and we can use it as a guide for the next 12 to 18 months. And then what we do is we hold the client accountable. We get together. Now, what are some of the things that are in that roadmap? We talk about entity optimization. Should you have an LLC? What flavor should it be? Should it be a C Corp, partnership, S Corp? We talk about what types of other deductions are available. We have a client who's purchasing a vehicle between now and the end of the year, and they're also setting up a studio similar to what we have here. Good to see you as well. Thanks for being here. And what we do is that we seek to minimize that tax by doing a blueprint, having that as a roadmap. We educate them about what's available to them as a small business owner, and then go on and go forth and meet with them on a quarterly basis. And then everything that we do happens before that number hits the tax return. Generally, about 75 to 80% of the work is done on a proactive basis. So they're not sitting here a year from now or 6 months from now when they're in the compliance mode and having to file their taxes in owe a bunch of money and God forbid have penalty and interest, or B, be in a situation where they're getting a large refund. And then finally, because we're minimizing that tax on a quarterly basis and reducing their cash flows for tax payments, what we're doing is we're increasing their cash flow to utilize in their small business. So we love to get together with folks. We do that. We do an initial consultation, generally on a free basis. We do a diagnostic. We do not say, oh, yeah, your arm is broken. This is what you need to do. Send these payments in. No, what we do is we do some diagnostic. We do some testing. We do questionnaires. We ask the client and engage them in that planning process about what they're doing. We truly get to know their business so we can minimize the tax. By minimizing the tax, we increase the cash flow. And that was the conversation we were having this week with a couple of our clients as it relates to the upcoming final year end of this 2024 and the upcoming 2025. So I hope that makes a lot of sense to you. Look forward to seeing you next time. But reach out. Let's get together. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Spotify podcast areas, all the places where you can find it. Tony Bruce, CPA, more than just an accountant.